What if happiness isn't just feeling good, but living well? Welcome to episode 20 of our 100-part journey through ancient Greek philosophy, where we dive into Aristotle's life-changing ideas on happiness. Can a 2,400-year-old philosopher show us the secret to a truly good life? Let's find out. Hey everyone, I'm your guide through this epic exploration of ancient Greek philosophy, and today we're tackling Aristotle's ethics, specifically his quest to define happiness. Last episode, we explored Aristotle's four causes, his brilliant framework for understanding why things exist. Now we're shifting gears to his practical philosophy, how to live a good life. Aristotle's answer? Happiness, or as he called it, eudaimonia, is the ultimate goal, but it's not what you might think. So grab a coffee, get comfy, and let's unpack Aristotle's timeless wisdom on what happiness really means and how we can achieve it. Let's set the stage. It's Athens around 350 BCE, a golden age of ideas. Aristotle, a student of Plato, is teaching at his school, the Lyceum. Unlike Plato, who looked to a perfect world of forms, Aristotle was all about the here and now. He wanted to figure out how we can live well in this world, not some ideal one. His book, Nicomachean Ethics, named after his son Nicomachus, is like a guidebook for the good life. At its core is a big question. What is happiness, and how do we get it? So what's Aristotle's take on happiness? He calls it eudaimonia, a Greek word that's more than just feeling happy. It means flourishing, thriving, living a life of fulfillment. Imagine not just chasing fleeting pleasures, like eating ice cream or binge-watching a show, but building a life that feels deeply meaningful. Aristotle says eudaimonia is the highest good, the thing we all aim for, whether we know it or not. Every choice you make, studying, working, helping a friend, is ultimately about trying to live a good, happy life. But here's the twist. Aristotle doesn't think happiness comes from money, fame, or even pleasure alone. Those things are nice, but they're not the whole story. He says happiness is an activity, not a feeling. It's about living in a way that fulfills your potential as a human being. And what makes us human? Our ability to reason. For Aristotle, the good life is one where you use your reason to live virtuously, making choices that align with excellence. Let's break this down. Aristotle says to be happy, you need to live according to virtue, what he calls arete, or excellence. But virtue isn't just being nice. It's about finding the right balance in how you act and feel, what he calls the golden mean. Take courage, for example. Courage is the mean between two extremes. Cowardice, too little bravery, and recklessness, too much. A courageous person faces danger when it's right, but doesn't rush into pointless risks. It's like Goldilocks, not too hot, not too cold, but just right. Aristotle lists a bunch of virtues like this: generosity, between stinginess and wastefulness, honesty, between lying and brutal bluntness, and even wit, between being dull and being a clown. The trick is to practice these virtues until they become second nature. It's not about following rules. It's about shaping your character so you naturally make good choices. Think of it like training for a sport. The more you practice, the better you get. Here's where it gets practical. Aristotle says happiness isn't a one-time prize. It's a lifelong project. You don't just wake up happy one day. You build it by making choices that align with virtue. Let's say you're deciding whether to help a friend move or stay home and chill. Helping might be harder, but it builds generosity and strengthens your friendship, adding to your eudaimonia. Staying home might feel good now, but it won't make you flourish in the long run. Aristotle also says happiness needs certain things to support it, like friends, health, and enough money to live comfortably. Why? Because it's hard to flourish if you're starving or alone. Friends, especially, are huge for Aristotle. He says good friends help you grow, challenge you to be better, and share in your joys and struggles. Ever had a friend who just gets you? That's the kind of bond Aristotle says fuels the good life. Now let's talk about how to actually live this way. Aristotle's all about practical wisdom, what he calls phronesis. It's like the skill of knowing how to apply virtues in real life. Say you want to be generous. Practical wisdom helps you figure out how much to give and when. Giving your whole paycheck to a stranger? Probably too much. Helping a friend with a small loan? Just right. It's like having an inner compass for making smart, virtuous choices. Aristotle's ethics didn't just stay in ancient Greece, they shaped the world. His idea of the golden mean influenced medieval thinkers, modern psychology, and even leadership training. Ever heard of emotional intelligence? That's got Aristotelian roots, balancing emotions to make wise decisions. His focus on character over rules inspired fields like virtue ethics, which is still a big deal in philosophy today. Whether you're a judge weighing justice or a parent teaching your kid right from wrong, Aristotle's in the background, whispering, "Find the mean." But Aristotle's not perfect. Some critics say his ethics are too vague. How do you know what the mean is in every situation? Others point out his ideas were shaped by his time. He thought only certain people, like free men, could fully achieve eudaimonia, leaving out women, slaves, and others. We've got to adapt his ideas to our world, where everyone deserves a shot at the good life. Still, his core insight, happiness as a life of virtue, feels universal. So, how can we use Aristotle's ideas today? Start small. Pick one virtue like patience. Notice when you're too quick to snap, one extreme, or too passive, the other. Try to find the mean, calm but firm. Practice it daily like a habit. Or think about your life's purpose. Are you chasing quick pleasures? Or are you building something meaningful? Maybe volunteer, learn a skill, or call a friend you haven't talked to in a while. These are steps toward eudaimonia. Aristotle's big lesson is this: happiness isn't something you find, it's something you create. By living virtuously, balancing your actions, and using reason, you craft a life worth living. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, likes, followers, fast cash, Aristotle reminds us to aim higher, for a happiness that lasts. That's it for episode 20. We've explored Aristotle's ethics and his vision of happiness as a life of virtue and purpose. If you're loving this journey through ancient Greek philosophy, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Drop a comment. What's one virtue you want to practice to build your eudaimonia? Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in episode 21, where we'll dive into the next big idea from ancient Greece.